Okay, let's just talk about trust and time being the two most precious commodities right now, and who owns it. So if we look at modern conversations and I go, "Hi, how you doing?" at the moment, people say, "I'm busy," or say, "Hey, are you busy at the moment?" As if that's a good thing. When did busy become a proxy for being good? Actually, when you think about success at work, success at relationships, success at life, success at health, being busy is not one of the things that creates it for you. In fact, being mindful, being thoughtful, being curious, allocating time. So when you think about somebody who's really successful at business, are they someone that has just smashed through doing things thoughtlessly? Or are they somebody who's really thought about what customers want? Have they really thought about a problem they've observed in the world? They're like, there's a gap there. They didn't just stumble across it. Sometimes they stumbled on the gap, but they really intensely then focused on that gap or that opportunity. They did that because they were curious. They also did that because they applied time to it. Then they built a team of people who also believed in the value of doing that. So what they actually invested was two pieces of work. One was time. They created time to notice. How many in your team, if you're a manager and you've got lots of people, how many times do you allow your team just to have time? 20% of their week just to think. And do you think if your team had 20% more time just to think, could they actually be more productive? Could they solve more issues? Would they be asking? One of the things that I get asked for a lot when I do consulting or do project work is people say, we need more staff. And I think, the last thing you need is more people behaving like you. What you need is more thoughtfulness. So this is around time. If you're a leader of people and you're smashing your staff every day, like I'm squeezing the blood out of my staff every day, how much do you think they feel you understand them? How much empathy do you demonstrate for them? The answer is not very much. So what do you reckon the level of trust they have in you is? The two major rare earth commodities at the moment is trust. We don't trust anybody. And social media stokes that with this negative bias thing that keeps you scrolling. You can't trust anybody, and everybody else is responsible for either your misery or your happiness. Buy my different course and you'll be happy. You get a coaching program by somebody who hasn't even just learned to do their shoelaces up, but they can coach you to live a better life. My goodness, if I see another one of those, I'll scoop my eye out with a spoon. They feed on this thing that you don't have time to do it. Actually, all you've got to do is take time. And if you take time, you'll find that you will be more curious. If you tap into curiosity, you'll find the world slows down and there are actually more answers to your concerns if you slow down. But who today says, hey, slow down? No one does. They go faster. You've got to work harder. You've got to do this quick thing. You've got to do this thing online. AI is going to take your job. Stress. Stop. It's actually stop and think and be curious, and you'll find that you already know the answers. And if you're kinder to people, you'll find they trust you more. If people trust you more, they'll work harder for you. If they work harder for you, you won't need more staff, you don't need more resources, and you'll find more customers. And the reason you'll find more customers is because you were nicer to customers. No one has ever smashed through work and been busy and given good customer service. It just doesn't work. So humans know the difference. They know when you've used GPT. Don't write them an email, my goodness, with 8 M dashes in it, bullet points. Oh my God. Like, if you've used AI to speed up the process, at least take some of your reclaimed time to edit it and show some respect to your audience, for heaven's sake. Also, if you're not using AI, what's wrong with you? Stop wasting time doing it the hard way. But for heaven's sake, use that reclaimed time. And the idea of pushing people harder, the idea of, if you think, for example, that people are going to be more productive by pushing them harder, you are not going to put fires out by creating more friction. You put fires out by creating the space for them to be put out, for people to notice, to people to find water. That's where you do it. So you'll find that you get some people, I find, you go, oh, this is a bit woke, fluffy. I'm like, yeah. I think you'll find, you know the old saying, you catch more flies with honey than with vinegar? That old adage is so true. You'll find that being kind is not weak. Not addressing people's problems, that's weak. Going into meetings, infinite number of meetings, bored, lonely, need some friends, let's have a meeting. People find that they're wasting so much time in meetings that never get to the point. People are afraid. They're saying there are people in your workforce who are using psychosocial hazard as a weapon now. Oh, don't give me negative feedback. I can't handle it. I'm going to have a mental health episode over that. Seriously, if that's you, stop it. Please. It discredits people who genuinely are having a bad time. There are genuinely people who are bullied, right? And it's not you. It's just because you're not performing. Like, toughen up and get on with work. There are genuinely people who are getting bullied. And you dishonor them and you make them more unsafe with this selfish sort of like, oh, I have a psychosocial hazard claim because you were mean to me. Get over it. Like, life is not easy sometimes. So I just sometimes think that that's not, hopefully that doesn't come across as being mean, because it's not being mean. But it is, what is being mean is alluding to the fact that everything is fine when it's not fine. To me, that's genuinely mean. Letting someone fail and not find their way out of the morass of failure, that's mean. Telling somebody how to get out of trouble by hardening up a little bit or lean into curiosity or go back to school or try a new way, that's not mean. That's genuine. If you love your kids, you don't tell them everything's always good because you're not preparing them well. So I'm a big fan of lean into kindness as your leadership strategy, lean into trust. And the way you lean into kindness and trust is give people their time back. Stop smashing them. Stop filling up every hour of their day with work, because just ask them, tell them, here's what we're trying to achieve. How do you think you'll go about it? Let them do it. If they're getting it wrong, speak plainly. This is not what I expect. Set your expectations, align your expectations, give them time to go at it again. You'll find, yes, it takes a little bit more effort to get it started, but things will accelerate faster and you'll always get better results. Always get better results with kindness. But kindness to good people.